There is a reason most people wake up already behind they reach for their phones, before their thoughts they drown in noise, before they have taken their first breath of silence, they begin their day reacting to a world they do not control, and wonder why they feel powerless, unfocused, weak. But the Stoics did not live like this. The Stoics began their day with intention, with clarity, with inner armor forged in stillness and discipline before they met the world they met themselves, before they spoke to anyone. They spoke to their principles, and that is what made them unshakable. While the rest of the world was running, they were already rooted in purpose. They did not need caffeine to come alive. They did not need motivation to move forward. They had rituals built not for comfort, but for clarity, habits designed not to escape life, but to meet it head on. And if you want to build a mind that cannot be broken, if you want to start your days with the force of 1,000 decisions already made, then you must understand the power of Stoic mornings, because the way you start your day is the way you carry your life. If your morning is weak, the rest of your day is built on sand. If your morning is noise, your life becomes scattered. But if your morning is strong, your life becomes focused. If your morning is still, your life gains depth. If your morning is ruled by principle, then no chaos, no critic, no failure can shake you. So in this message, we are going to walk through the ancient morning rituals of the Stoics, not from a place of history, but from a place of transformation. You will learn what Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca actually did with their first moments, how they used them to prime their minds and sharpen their souls. And more importantly, you will learn how to build those same practices into your life, not by copying blindly, but by understanding the why behind each action. Because Stoicism is not about pretending to be strong. It is about building the kind of life that does not collapse under pressure. And that strength starts the moment you open your eyes. These are not rituals for aesthetics. These are disciplines for warriors of the mind. So if you are tired of starting your days in weakness, if you are ready to stop chasing clarity and start building it, if you are ready to take back control of your mornings and through them take command of your mind, then stay with this message, because by the end of it, you will not just know how the Stoics lived, you will know how to live with their fire in your chest and their peace in your footsteps, starting every day not with distraction, but with direction. Ritual 1. Begin with the inner citadel. Prepare the mind before the world touches you. Before the world can speak to you, before the noise of news, opinions, messages, and demands pour into your mind, the Stoic wakes up and returns first to the inner citadel. The inner citadel is the fortress within, the place where your thoughts are your own, where your values are not up for negotiation, where the chaos of the world has no key and no entry. It is not a building, it is a state of mind, and it must be visited each morning like a soldier reporting to his highest command. Marcus Aurelius called it retreating into yourself, not to escape life, but to strengthen for it. Before he made decisions that affected millions, he sat quietly and examined his soul. He did not scroll through distractions. He did not ask what others were doing. He asked what was worthy of him, what his duty demanded, what the day required from a ruler of self. Before a ruler of Rome, you must do the same. Before you reach for your phone, reach for your center. Before you let the world in, choose the thoughts that will run your life. Do not let your day be hijacked by impulse. Instead, begin it with reflection, with calm, with quiet power. This ritual is about taking time, even 5 minutes, to sit in solitude, to reconnect with your principles, and to set the tone for your day. Most people do not have a morning routine. They have a morning reaction. They respond to alarms, to updates, to dopamine cravings. They open their eyes and surrender their attention to anything that shines. The Stoic does not. The Stoic begins with control, with purpose, with silence, because the mind is soft in the morning, and what you put into it then will echo for hours. This first ritual can be as simple as sitting up in bed, placing your feet on the ground, and asking yourself, who will I be today? Not who do I feel like being, but who have I decided to become? This is the essence of the inner citadel, not pretending everything will go your way, but reminding yourself that even if it does not, you are still in command. Marcus reminded himself that he would meet people who were selfish, rude, ungrateful, and yet none of them could take away his integrity unless he allowed it. That is inner citadel thinking, that is morning armor. It is a short journal entry, it is a silent breath, it is a whispered sentence that becomes your sword for the day. I will not rush, I will not complain, I will not be led by emotion, I will act from reason. That is enough, that is strong. Do this every day, and you begin to build a habit of mental preparation while others wake into confusion. This ritual is not about perfection, it is about presence. It is not about controlling the world, it is about controlling how you walk into it. Do not begin your morning with noise, begin it with knowing. Do not start your day reacting to notifications, start it by notifying your own soul what this day means, and who you will be inside it. This is the first ritual of the Stoic day. Begin with the inner citadel, prepare your mind before the world touches you, and you will discover that nothing can shake what has been silently and powerfully secured within. Ritual 2. Physical discipline before mental comfort. The Stoic way to train willpower. The modern man begins his morning searching for ease. He wants warmth before challenge, comfort before movement, pleasure before presence. The Stoic does not. The Stoic knows that the body is the servant of the mind, and the mind must rule. And for the mind to rule, it must be trained in discomfort, because discipline is not built in theory, it is built in action. That is why the Stoics began their days with physical discipline before mental comfort. They denied themselves luxury on purpose, not because they hated pleasure, but because they hated weakness. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world. Yet he reminded himself daily that he did not need soft clothes or hot baths or a perfect environment to act like a man of reason. Epictetus was a crippled slave who walked with pain every day. Yet he trained students to rise early, to face cold, to accept hunger and fatigue as tools of growth. Seneca, a man of wealth, practiced poverty, sleeping on the ground, wearing rough clothes, going without food just to remind himself that his courage was not for sale. This ritual is not about self-punishment, it is about mastery. It is about proving each morning that you are not ruled by your cravings or your comfort zone. It can be as simple as taking a cold shower before breakfast, going for a walk or run, before checking your phone, holding a plank for one more minute than your mind wants, waking up without hitting the snooze button even when your body screams for it. Every time you do what is uncomfortable on purpose, you put a brick into the foundation of your willpower. And the man with strong willpower is mentally bulletproof, because he is not manipulated by feelings, he is not broken by inconvenience, he is not soft when pressure comes. If you wait to act until you feel like it, you will be weak. If you do what is right before comfort tempts you, you become strong. This is the law of the Stoic body and the Stoic mind. Discomfort is a forge, and the morning is when it burns hottest. You must enter it every day. You must choose to move before the world asks you to. You must train before you speak. You must prove your strength before the day tests it. Because life does not reward those who prepare only when convenient. It rewards those who are always ready. Physical discipline sharpens mental clarity. You sweat out the excuses. You burn away the fog of laziness. You make space for focus by moving the body first. And this movement is not about building muscles, it is about building grit. When you walk in the cold, when you train in silence, when you breathe through resistance, you are not just building endurance, you are becoming a person who can walk through anything calm, focused, ready. This is what it means to begin your day like a Stoic, not with comfort, but with command. Start by choosing one physical action that is hard, and do it every morning. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for someone to push you. You are the one. You are training for. You are the fire that must be lit. You are the one who must rise while others wait. Train your body first. The mind will follow. Begin your mornings not with ease, but with effort, and you will walk through the rest of your day already victorious. Ritual 3. Journal with brutal honesty. Clean the mind before you leave the door. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and if your mind is cluttered, confused, and reactive, then everything you do will carry the same weight. You will speak with tension, you will act from fear, you will fall into habits that are not aligned with your principles. That is why the Stoic did not leave his home before first cleaning his mind. And the tool he used was not therapy or distraction or entertainment, it was the journal. The journal was not a place to dream, it was a place to confess, to challenge, to sharpen. The Stoic journal is a weapon, not a diary. It is a tool for facing yourself before you face the world. Marcus Aurelius wrote what we now call meditations, not for others to read, but for himself to remember, to stay awake to his duties. He asked himself daily, am I living in line with nature? Am I ruled by reason or emotion? Am I being the man I claim to be? You must do the same each morning before the world gets your words. Give your words to the page. Ask yourself the hard questions. What am I avoiding? What am I afraid of? What lie am I telling myself? What am I angry about? What did I do yesterday that was beneath me? This kind of brutal honesty is rare, and that is why most people remain stuck. They do not know what they think, because they never stop to ask. They do not know what they feel, because they never speak it clearly. They carry shame, fear, insecurity, and it leaks into their actions, but they never take the time to see it directly. A Stoic does not avoid truth. A Stoic seeks it and cuts through the fog with a blade of reflection, and that is what the journal is, a blade. It slices away the noise, so you can see clearly again. You do not need pages of poetry. You do not need perfect handwriting. You need honesty, raw, direct thought on the page. This is what sharpens you before the world dulls you. This is what steadies your heart before stress knocks. It can take 5 minutes or 50. That is not the point. The point is that you do it consistently, because a clean mind is a calm mind, and a calm mind can carry great weight without breaking. So write down your principles, write down your fears, write down the weaknesses you are training through. Do not decorate them, do not justify them, just name them and deal with them. This is not a ritual of comfort, it is a ritual of clarity. Because when you know what you are really thinking, when you are aware of what you are really chasing, you can choose your direction with discipline, instead of drifting on instinct. The world is full of actors wearing masks, pretending to be strong, but the Stoic begins his day by taking off all masks and looking in the mirror without blinking. That is what builds inner authority. You cannot lie to yourself and expect to lead others. You cannot fake discipline and expect to command respect. So journal daily, not to perform, but to prepare. Not to write poetry, but to write truth. Not to feel better, but to be better. This is how a Stoic sharpens the sword of the mind before going into battle. This is how you clean the mind before you leave the door. Visualize the day ahead. Preload your mind with strength, not surprise. Most people walk into the day like someone entering a battlefield blindfolded. They do not know what to expect, and when life hits them they panic, complain, freeze. But the Stoic does not wait to be surprised. The Stoic prepares. The Stoic visualizes the day ahead, not to predict, but to strengthen. Not to control the world, but to control how they meet it. This is a morning ritual Marcus Aurelius practiced every day. He reminded himself that he would meet people who were angry, dishonest, arrogant, rude. He did not say this with resentment. He said it with clarity, because he knew that preparing for resistance made him calmer when it arrived. This is what you must do. Visualize what your day will bring. Think about the meetings, the tasks, the people, the moments of stress, the temptations, the distractions, the delays. Picture them with honesty, not fear. And then ask yourself, how will I respond? What version of me will show up there? Not the emotional version, not the lazy version, the disciplined version, the grounded version, the version that has already chosen strength. This ritual is called premeditatio malorum by the Stoics, the premeditation of evils. But it is not pessimism, it is power. You are not wishing for bad things, you are acknowledging that life will never go fully according to plan. And that is not a reason to quit, it is a reason to prepare. Because the man who is prepared cannot be caught off guard. He may be surprised, but he will not be shaken. When you visualize your day, you take control back. You make decisions before emotion can hijack them. You walk into situations already knowing who you are and what you stand for. And that calm, that presence, makes you powerful. This ritual takes only a few minutes. Close your eyes in the morning and run through your schedule. Picture the pressure points and mentally rehearse the strength you will bring into them. And do not just imagine success, imagine setbacks. To imagine how you will respond when things go wrong, with composure instead of complaint, because that is the real training. It is not hard to be focused when everything goes your way. It is powerful to remain focused when it does not. So each morning, give yourself this gift. Visualize your path, choose your posture before the world chooses it for you, And you will discover what the Stoics already knew, that a prepared mind is an unbreakable one. Reflect and reaffirm, end the morning with inner alignment. The purpose of a morning ritual is not to feel productive, it is to become aligned, to make sure your actions match your principles, that your mind is clear and your direction is chosen. And the last ritual the Stoics practiced before stepping into the day was reflection and reaffirmation. They did not leave their homes uncertain of who they were or what they stood for. They left grounded in identity and armed with clarity. You must do the same. This ritual is simple but powerful. After preparing your mind, moving your body, journaling your truth, and visualizing your day, you pause and ask yourself one final question. Am I ready to live with honor today? Not to look strong, not to appear perfect, but to live with integrity. That word integrity means wholeness, a mind not torn between competing desires, a heart not pulled in opposite directions, a soul not drifting from its code. When you reaffirm your principles before the day begins, you remind yourself what matters most. It is a final alignment between thought and action, between philosophy and reality. You can do this in a single sentence. I will act with reason today. I will speak only what is necessary. I will serve rather than seek praise. I will stay calm even under pressure. I will do the work regardless of reward. This small act of verbal commitment reshapes the entire day. Because now you are not guessing how to behave. You are not waiting to see how others treat you. You are not leaving your state of mind up to chance. You have chosen it in advance. The Stoics believed that this kind of reaffirmation was like sharpening a blade. You do not use a dull weapon in battle. You prepare it, and then you move. And the battlefield of life is no different. You need to leave your home with the edge of self-awareness intact, with your inner compass set. Otherwise the day will pull you in 1,000 directions. And by evening you will wonder how you became someone you never intended to be. So each morning, give yourself this final check. Ask, where am I acting from today? Am I led by ego or discipline? Am I here to perform or to live with depth? Am I clear on what I will do even when no one is watching? End your morning not with noise or distraction, but with stillness and self-command. The rest of the world may be rushing out the door, chasing time, reacting to pressure. But you will walk forward with poise, with focus, with purpose, because you did not just start your day, you said it, you claimed it, and by doing so you claimed yourself. Most people wake up and surrender. They surrender to noise, to comfort, to distraction, to emotion. They start their day lost, and then wonder why they stay lost. But you are not most people. You have seen now what the Stoics practiced, how they use their mornings not to escape life, but to prepare for it, not to rush into the world, but to rise into themselves. These were not soft men with quiet lives. These were warriors, kings, slaves, philosophers, and leaders who faced chaos and hardship with stillness and strength. And they did so because their mornings were not random. They were ritualized. They were sacred. Each moment was used to sharpen their soul and strengthen their reason. And now that same discipline is available to you. The inner citadel. The first ritual is your return to self. Before the world touches you, begin there every day. Before your thoughts get hijacked. The second ritual, physical discipline. Before comfort teaches your body who is in control, you move. Before excuses can form, you lead with will, not weakness. The third ritual, journaling with brutal honesty, is your mirror, not for vanity, but for vision. You see what is real, and you respond with integrity. The fourth, visualization, prepares your mind to meet the world, not with surprise, but with steady focus and expectation. And the final ritual, to reflect and reaffirm, realigns you with your principles, so you do not step into the day as a slave to emotion, but as a master of your code. This is not a morning routine. This is a code of conduct for warriors of the mind. And now it is yours. The question is not will this work. The question is, will you work at the truth? Is these rituals do not need to take an hour. They can be done in a focused 20 minutes if you are honest with yourself. But the reward is far greater than time saved. It is power regained, direction clarified, peace earned, and discipline embodied. So here is your call to action. Starting tomorrow, wake with intention. Sit before screens. Sit with your soul. Move before you are asked to move. Reflect before the world gives you opinions. Decide who you are before someone else decides it for you. Make your mornings your fortress, And the day will not break through it. Share this message with someone who needs to reclaim their morning. Subscribe if you are ready to walk the Stoic path with strength, and not just words. And remember, the man who owns his morning owns his life. Be that man. Begin tomorrow differently, and every tomorrow. After that, with the fire of purpose, the weight of discipline, and the calm of the Stoics who walked before you. This is how you win not just the morning, but the entire day.